Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have another tier list video. So it's been a while. I've seen that my other one has done very well, and there's been a lot of searches for tier list videos, so I thought, why not? Let's make another one. And today we're going to be talking about skills. So we have 18 skills, and we're going to just be talking about which ones are, overpowered, needed, good, okay, or bad. And before I pick each skill, I'm going to read out this list that I made right over here of what each skill does as you level it up. Obviously, there's a lot of perks involved. I'm gonna try not to get into the perks too much, but I will mention them as we go along the way. If I try to mention like all the perks and all the extra stuff, this video is gonna be a good 5-6 hours, right? So we're gonna try to keep it kind of short, but at the same time, I'm gonna give you my thought process on each pick, and we're gonna go from there. So yeah, without further ado, oh, and also this list right here, I will link down the video that has that full list below if you guys want to go check it out as well. But all right, let's get right into it. So first skill we have is one-handed. All right, so one-handed skill, each skill level grants you 0.07 attack speed and 0.15% damage. Where would I put one-handed at? I would put it at needed. I know people always have a preference of whether you would do two-handed or polearm. I say it's needed because I think the best composition in the game, personally, that works in multiple scenarios is the one-handed sword with the shield. I think that is the best melee build you can build. I understand people like doing the two-handed, but again, the two-handed, you don't have the shield, so it's not as strong. And the polearm, it's very good on, let's say, horseback, but again, situational. If you don't want to be on horseback, one-handed can be on horseback. It doesn't have to be on horseback. It's overall solid during sieges, everything. I think it's needed. I would put it kind of in between needed and good because, again, some people do choose the two-handed or the polearm, but I think overall, pound for pound, it is the best melee class in my opinion. Next, it was two-handed. I'm going to put this one, I low-key want to put this one at okay, but I like the aesthetics of it, so I'm going to put it at good. I think you need to be a little bit more skilled in the game and a little bit better with your blocking to actually I wouldn't say master, but get very good at two-handed. It's very powerful once you get very good at it. It's a little bit of a learning curve, especially when you're against, let's say, AI. That's AI or players if you're playing multiplayer, right? And they have a shield, and you don't know exactly how to hit the blocks right. I would put it in between these two again, between good and okay, but I'll give it the upper hand of good, right? Polearm, I'm gonna listen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it's okay. I think it's an okay plus. I think it could be right there, right? The reason why it's very situational. I think polearms when you're on the ground without a horse are pretty bad. Like they're pretty bad overall. They're good on horseback, but again for sieges, you're not gonna use them. For close quarters, like especially like once you go up the ladder in a siege, you go through the hallways, you try to swing it, and it's too long to be swung. Or if it's just like a spear, it's just overall, I don't think it doesn't perform as well. I think one-handed performs the best. Two-handed is kind of like, okay, you want a bigger sword, go for it. Or you want like an axe, go for it. And polearm is a lot more situational. It's very good on horseback. Don't get me wrong. If it was kind of bad on horseback, it would be in the bad category. But I'll put it as okay. Next we have is bow. I'll be the first one to say I think it is OP. I think the bow is very OP. I think once you get one of the strongest bows, once you get this skill all the way up, with even the perks included. I didn't really talk about the perks for these right over here because all of them have kind of similar perks where it's going to improve your attack damage and also it's going to improve the attack damage, or if it improves your handling, it's also going to improve the handling of your troops and stuff of that nature, right? Most of the combat ones, that's kind of how they improve it, how they improve how your perks are and how they improve you and your troops, right? But I would say the bow is OP. The fact that you can stack arrows, and also you can, reload the bow very fast. It's super accurate, once you get really used to it. Yes, you can make an argument that the crossbow is a little bit more accurate, but once you really get in it with the bow, I think it is very good in all situations, especially in sieges. I think a lot of people will need to use bows in sieges more, take out the people who are manning the ballistas or archers on the walls. I think the bow is pound for pound amazing. Crossbow. Ooh, y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Ooh, y'all not ready. I should have did a trigger warning that some people's feelings will be hurt. I think it is bad. I think it is trash. I think it is garbage. I'm gonna say it. I think the reload is one of the most annoying things I've ever seen. I get it has good damage, but so does the throwing in terms of damage wise, and it does not take that long to reload. And if you get hit by something, if you move away for 1 second, if you misclick, you have to go through the reload again. Or if you click off just before it ends, you gotta do it again, and it's so annoying. It's just that's it. Like I can't explain it. Like I get it's there for a reason. I get you might want to do like you might want to do a playthrough where you play somebody with the crossbow. Crossbow is very good on units that you may have. Don't get it wrong, but as you choosing to be a crossbow player, it's just bad. In my, I don't like it. Next we have is throwing. Now throwing, I'll put in good. I think throwing is very strong. It is very high damage, kind of like crossbow. There's not the huge reload. I would have put it. This is hard. It's either okay or good, but I think it's edging out to good, right? Even though we have had nerfs where the stack sizes or like the how many throwing weapons you get per what's it called? Like per weapon slots, how many throwing weapons you get is very low now compared to how it used to be. I still think it's so strong. I think the reason a lot of people fear, let's say, mountain bandits and sea raiders for the most part is their throwing weapons. And just overall armies with throwing weapon units are devastating regardless. So I think it's pretty good. Once you learn how to actually throw it and you learn kind of like the groove of it, it's viable. It's definitely viable. Next we have is riding. Okay. I'm gonna say it's needed for the current how the game currently runs. It's definitely needed. I would almost put it in OP. I would almost put it. I kind of want to put it in OP. Do I want to put it in OP? Is it super OP? Yeah, I think it is. I think. Now here's why. I think just because I played both. I'm currently playing a playthrough where I am on foot, and it's night and day. The difference of how fast you are on the campaign map is night and day. If you have a horse or if you don't have a horse, if your units have horses, just the speed. Speed is very important. It's how fast you can get stuff done, how fast you can escape, how fast you can get to places, and speed is just very important in the game. And in battles, who are the most OP? The Khazaits. What do the Khazaits have on majority of their units? A bow and a horse. It is what it is. There's not much else needs to be said. I think horses are super OP in this game. I think they don't have enough things to make them kind of, more balanced. Like I stated, I think we need like different functionalities to make horses a little bit less strong. Because horses right now, they provide you speed, they provide you inventory space, they provide you, what's it called? Just overall maneuverability. Just a lot, and in a way they provide you with like an extra shield because your horse can take hits during battle that you would normally take, but the horse takes for you. So overall, just it's OP. Yeah, I would say that. Athletics. It's one of these two. I'll put in the good. I think it's a good thing to level up your athletics just a little bit. It makes you a little bit faster. It gives you kind of good hit points and regeneration and stuff like that. I don't know if it gives you regeneration now that I'm thinking about it, but a little bit faster running speed, a little bit more HP. I think it's worth it. I would have put it okay, but it's overall worth it. And by the way, I have not been going over which each one of these give you. Sorry about that. Let me just go through that real quick before I continue. I just got carried away. All right, so for one-handed, two-handed, and polearm, pretty much each skill level will grant you about 0.06 to 0.07% attack speed and 0.07% damage. And that's the average for all three. And then for bow, each level grants you kind of like a skill level for bows, which is like a requirement to use high tier bows, 0.11% damage and 0.09% accuracy. The crossbow skill, each skill will grant the crossbow 0.07% reload speed and 0.05% accuracy. For throwing, each skill level will grant weapon 0.07% weapon speed, 0.06% damage, and 0.06% accuracy. And for the riding skill, each riding skill will give you another skill level kind of for like your mount difficulty, which is the requirement to use higher tier horses. It gives you 0.2% horse speed and 0.04% horse maneuver. And then the athletic skill, it will grant you 0.06 running speed on both map and battle scenes. Sorry that I didn't keep going after each skill. I was just getting kind of carried away, but we're gonna I'm gonna go back to that in the next skill. But yeah, overall athletics, I think leveling up just a little bit is good, so you can kind of keep up once you are knocked down off your horse, because that will happen sometimes. Or if you're in a siege, you don't want to be the slowest guy there. So it's good. Smithing. All right, so smithing will grant you 1 smithing max difficulty, which is the requirement to craft higher tier weapons without defects. You can, what's it called? And that's pretty much all it gives you. Okay, yeah. Smithing, currently as it is bad. I think it is way too exploitable. I think it's not the best system. I think once the item prices change, I might bring it up to maybe an okay or good, but for right now, it is bad. That's it. It's cool to try out, but it doesn't feel like it fits the game. It feels like it accelerates the game in terms of your finances, and it just kind of, in a way, ruins your experience. Even though you feel like you're that guy because you have all the money, it does ruin your gameplay experience, so it's bad. Next we have is scouting. So scouting, each skill level will grant you a 0.01% increase to your track detection radius, so how far you can see tracks from big armies and parties. Plus 1 level to max track difficulty, which will allow you to see different types of tracks. And then we have, it also gives you 0.06% scouting distance, which is how far away you can spot parties, and 0.04 track information, which improves what you can see when you look at tracks. Kind of like it gives you a more accurate number of how many troops are with those tracks, right? How important is scouting? I think it is... I'll put it in needed. I think it's very good. I think you being able to see more on the map makes you make better decisions. It makes it so you don't run into parties as much. I think you should definitely level this up to a good amount. And yeah, it's more visibility. And if you want to go faster on the map, if you want to dodge the bad fights and get the good fights, I think scouting is well worth it. Next we have is tactics. So tactics will grant you 0.01% simulation advantage and decrease the troops you have to sacrifice when escaping. I'll put it okay. So it's like it improves your send troops performance, and also if you're escaping, it improves kind of like you'll take less losses, right? It has some good perks with it. So overall, I think it has like some morale perks and also some formation perks, like a lot of formation perks. So I think that's what kind of edges it out to okay. You can level it a little bit, but it's okay. Roguery. So this kind of improves your battle loot. It gives you a 0.25% increase to the amount of loot you will receive from battle. And I think with the recent changes, I think it actually becomes kind of good. You get a lot more money. It's easier to actually earn because you can get it from raiding multiple things now, and also from you can get it from raiding villages, villagers that are on like running across the map, caravans, and also you can what's the last thing? Oh, and if you force villagers or caravans to give you things, that also increases your roguery skill, and it gives you more loot, gives you more money. So I think it's viable. I think the perks are kind of good too, so I think it's viable. Next we have is Charm skill. Each skill will grant you a 0.5% relations increase whenever reputation is given. I think currently as we speak it is okay. It's just okay. It has some, it could be good actually. Because it doesn't do what you think it does. A higher charm skill will not give you a greater chance to persuade somebody to join you. That has no correlation. The devs have stated that before. It has no correlation. It does give you better reputation with people. The problem is reputation only goes so far right now. I'll give it a good minus. A good minus. I think some of the skills are kind of good there, with the reputation gains and stuff of that nature. But other than that, it's not the end of the world. I'll give it OK plus actually. We'll go like that. All right, leadership. Leadership, each skill will give you 0.4% permanent morale increase and increase garrison sizes under your control by 0.2% troops. Leadership is OP. It is OP as it is. The perks itself are crazy good. Almost all the perks they either have to do with your armies or how your armies perform, how much like food they take, how much this, just like a way to manage your army and your party, which is a thing you're going to be doing a lot, and there's some very good enticing perks. The morale increase is crazy good, and also your garrison sizes will improve, which is also crazy good. I think overall it is OP, especially later game, so definitely up there. Next we have is trade. So each skill level will grant a 0.2 reduction to trade penalty, which will increase your profits. I will put it at okay. I think it's okay. If you're going with the trading playthrough, then it's viable. Other than that, it's like meh. I don't really use it much in any of my playthroughs. It's okay. Don't get me wrong. It has some good perks. Good perks that can help you save some money. But it's like, unless you're like really pinching, like you're like, I don't know what the metaphor is, like pinching your pennies or whatever, like trying to save as much as possible and try to like pay as little as possible and like fees whenever you're trading stuff, then I guess you can go for trade. It's very hard to earn. It's a very grindy process too. That's kind of why it's not good. It's kind of okay. It takes a very long time to grind. I get it. The last skill is kind of like crazy where you can buy and sell settlements, but by the time you get to that, it's like, whew, you've been through a damn war. So I'll put it okay. Next we have is Steward. So each skill level will grant a 0.25 troop increase to your party size. So pretty much every 4 levels you will get another troop slot in your party. Steward is OP. It also has a lot of good perks that have to do with your settlements. Again, that improves your settlements by a lot, and overall will improve your prosperity, reduce rebellions, all of that. And just overall, a bigger party size is crazy good. It's crazy good, regardless of what part of the game you're in. So yeah, overall, very good. Next we have is medicine. So medicine will grant 0.01% increase to casualty survival rate, 0.5% healing rate, and it will increase, it's a 0.5% healing rate for heroes and 1 healing rate for troops. Each level increases the healing rate in settlements by 0.1%. I think this is good. I think leveling this up early will save you a lot of time when it comes to healing. I think your troops will heal a lot better, and the casualty rate pretty much means when a troop goes down, there's a % chance that he might just die right there. The game chooses that he dies, or the game chooses that he gets wounded. So overall, I think it's a good thing to level up, and it will pay off if you level it up early. Next, lastly, we have is engineering. So engineering skill will grant you 0.1% faster building speed for siege engines and 0.25% faster building speed for fief projects. It will also gain you 1 siege engine max difficulty, which doesn't really do anything right now since you know, it doesn't, that won't give you, what do you call it? It won't give you the requirement to actually build better siege. You get that requirement at skill level 150, where there's a perk that allows you to build the fire version of the siege engines. But engineering, it's one of these two, unfortunately. I know there's been a lot of changes, and I didn't really check them out. But before the patches, it was pretty bad. I'll give it good. I'll give it that. Why not? I think, you know, the little increase to how fast you build siege engines is pretty cool. The increase to building siege projects is meh. I think since now, since the upgrade where you actually need to get to skill level 150 to actually build the fire version, which are the better versions of the siege machines, I think that's what kind of makes it okay. But yeah, that's where I stand. So now let's quickly recap. So OP is bow, riding, leadership, and steward. Needed is I would say one-handed and what's it called? Scouting. Good is two-handed, throwing, athletics, roguery, and medicine. I want to put this up. I think, yeah. I want to put this up. I'll put medicine to needed, actually. I think you need a good amount of medicine to make the game kind of more easier. Helps your troops, it helps you. You're going to get wounded over time, and it does help you heal a lot faster and save you a lot of time in the process. Instead of waiting 5 days, you might have to wait for 3 days. And there's perks that, like, you know, after you win a battle, you get like 30% of your health back, stuff like that. I think it's very strong, actually. I'll put it in the needed category. All right, so the needed category: one-handed, scouting, and medicine. We have good, two-handed, throwing, athletics, and roguery. Okay is polearm, tactics. We have charm, trade, and engineering. And then bad, we have what is that? A crossbow and smithing. There it is. Let me know what you guys think about it. I know a lot of you probably disagree with me. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna make this public if you guys want to make your own version of this tier list, because you know I made it I think like 2-3 days ago. So yeah, there isn't a lot of these tier lists on. You know, I have to make it myself because there's, you know, no one else is making it. But I am gonna make it public. I just didn't want to make it public when I made it because I was like, what if someone just takes the idea? I would have been hurt. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Let me know what you guys think of my list. You know, and we're gonna go from there. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Ask me any questions, any concerns, and like always, stay safe.